Check it out. Oh, I'm excited. It's been 15 years, but I officially have a dirt bike back in my life. It's going to be a roasty toasty 98 degrees in Philly, so I woke up at 6 a.m. to get out for a ride and show you guys this new thing. It's a little first look, not a review. I've got about 95 miles on the odometer so far. Got 95 miles under my belt. Can't say that I'm very comfortable yet, but I can say it feels like home. Just got to get used to sitting on a 2x4 again. I'm just kidding, I just ordered a C-Concept seat. First upgrade I made. Nice, wide, extra large, comfy seat. Second upgrade I made, grips. Both are on order. The third upgrade I'm going to make, ECU. Oh, does it need an ECU? We all knew that already though, right? This thing hardly passed its emission inspection on its way out the factory. So it's choked up. There's a lot of little ponies in here ready to be released, but this engine's beautiful. I really love what Honda did with this. I know this bike has some stiff competition from the Husky and the KTMs. It's a little heavier. It's maybe not quite as trail capable as, the enthusiast might say, but to me it's perfect. I love that they put some rubber on the sprocket. I love that they put some foam in the swing arm. They've got some engine cases on here to help reduce vibrations, and I will say at 60 miles per hour on the freeway, this thing feels amazing. At 70 and 75, whew, she buzzy, but it's a dirt bike. So let's take it out, see how she sounds. All stock, everything. The only thing I've done so far is put a quad lock on here. And she flames out just like that. So the dealer told me the first 25% of the throttle pull is where all the emissions testing was done. And literally this dealer, as he's selling me the bike, says, hey, first thing you need to do is just put a new computer in this thing. I said, duly noted. We will get an ECU in this baby. I don't think I'm going to mess with too much else. Just give it a new computer, a new heart. See what we can do with her. But yeah, me and Jess just got married a couple weeks ago. I've been a stranger to YouTube lately. Been busy. Planning a wedding takes a lot of your time. Holy moly, I never knew. Good thing you only do it once. But yeah, we had a great time. Got all of our people to come into town, spend a few days with us, a nice long weekend in Philadelphia. And we just threw a great party. Oh my God, we had so much fun. And now I'm married, which is also super awesome. Never thought I'd see the day. 35 years old and I'm no longer a single man. I went down to that very building, City Hall, a couple weeks ago, filed my paperwork, and me and Jess have a marriage license. It's pretty exciting. But yeah, now that that's all behind me, I was like, all right, the budget cleared up. I found a dealership in New Jersey that was willing to drop the price on this model significantly enough to make me want to jump on it. And this is the first new bike I've ever bought. I'm pretty excited about it. I always buy my bikes used, but I was thinking about this one. I'm like, I'm going to do all my own maintenance on this one. They got 600-mile intervals. I'm going to do it. I don't really want to, start working on a project that somebody else messed up. If there's any bike I want to buy new, it's going to be this one, because this is a pretty intricate, high-strung kind of motor. This it requires valve checks every 2,400 miles. Does it need valve checks every 2,400 miles? Probably not, but I'm just going off of what the owner's manual says. It wants me to drop the oil, replace the oil filter every 600 miles. It wants me to put a new gas filter in every 1,800 miles. It wants me to do valve checks every, 24-ish. And it wants a complete engine rebuild after 20K. That's wild. But you know what? Those are race specs. This bike is 100% a race bike. This is a motocross engine. They didn't do all that much except for add some stuff onto the motocross engine to make it street compliant, charcoal filter, emission systems, all those things. And I'm not going to mess with them too much, I'm just going to put an ECU in here, going to see what I can get out of the bike. I like the stock sound. I think, a quiet bike is nice. Maybe someday I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll get bored with it and I'll be like, all right, let's get that FMF slip-on. Or let's go with that full system Yoshi. I don't know. But those things are expensive and I'm not just going to jump on it for no reason. The ECU, however, absolutely need it. Oh man, I've stalled this bike like 3-4 times already on the street. Not even in the dirt. Can't even imagine the dirt. So I'm going to break it in on the street. I've got 110 miles right now. After I get to 300, it's officially broke in. When I get to 600, I'll do my first oil change, and that's probably when I'll put an ECU in it. Figured I'd break it in the way it comes from the factory. Just seemed like the right thing to do. Why put any more strain on the engine? Who knows? I don't know if the ECU is going to mess with its reliability at all, but I'm just using some logic and thinking that there's a chance that that could be a thing. But yeah, I just got out this morning because it is going to be 98 degrees in Philly today. So I woke up at 6. I'm like, you know what? I got to get out and ride. Bought this bike like 5 days ago, and then a heat wave hit. So it's just been sitting. Haven't been able to get out on it. Been feeling pretty bad about that. And I was like, you know, I'm going to bed early last night. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to get on this bike before the heat comes. It's actually really nice right now. It's like 9:15 in the morning here in Philadelphia, and it's probably 82 degrees, 83 degrees, but it is climbing quick. Super quick. So I just wanted to get out, do a little first ride, tell everybody in the world I got myself a new bike for the stable and that I'm very excited about it. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know why I didn't get a dirt bike sooner. I love dirt bikes. This is where I started. Fun fact, I got my first job when I was 15 years old to get my dad to finance a dirt bike that I could make payments on. And that was the beginning of where I am today. When was that, 2004? Yeah, 20 years ago. I've officially been riding motorcycles for 20 years, if you include off-road. I got my street license in 2015. But yeah, this feels like home. And honestly, like, I know that the ECU is a necessary thing, but she still rides pretty good. She's just a little jerky. I think that having the Scrambler has really helped me, because the Scrambler's throttle's really annoying. It's like a high torque engine, so you gotta give it some gas. It wants gas or it flames out. And when I first got that bike, I went through the same stuff. I would just stall it all the time at red lights and stop signs. So having that experience under my belt is actually probably helping me a lot right now, because I just know what this bike wants. It wants gas. It's choked up. It's lean. It's so lean. But you know, it's a beautiful package. I think that for me and my style of riding, this was the perfect bike. I cross-shopped against the Huskies and the KTMs a lot. And I really thought about those bikes because they're beautiful. I mean, those are good bikes and they're lighter and all these things. But you know what? That's going to play against me and my personal use of this motorcycle. Look where I'm riding right now. Do I need to be lighter? Absolutely not. I'm coming off a 500-pound motorcycle. This 300 pounds, 291. It feels amazing. You know, like I don't feel like it could be any lighter. Why would it need to be? Maybe when I get off-road, I'll feel differently. But the thing is that the last time I was off-road, I was on my 500-pound motorcycle, so I don't think I'm going to feel differently. And just like, you know, the little touches that Honda made. They put foam in the swing arm. They put a rubber-coated sprocket on the rear sprocket. Like, there's like plastic engine cases on top of the regular engine cases to reduce vibrations. And I will tell you, when you're going 60 miles down the freeway, 60 miles an hour, it does not feel bad. It's like the engine is just purring. It feels really, really good. Now, when you get up to 70, some stuff starts coming through the bars. And when you get to 75, forget about it. Like, the engine will do it. The engine's fine. It'll probably go like 90. But you don't want to do it. It doesn't feel good. I'm curious. You know, the first two things I bought for this bike immediately, before I even picked the bike up, I went on seatconcepts.com. I got myself a nice comfort seat. Because I'm sitting on a 2x4 right now. Look at that thing. He's skinny. And then I also got some pillow top grips because I like chunky grips. And, you know, they're going to help with the vibrations. So those were number one and number two. I was going to get some wraparound guards. And then I looked into how you uninstall these guards, these factory installed hand guards. And they're kind of a pain in the butt because they're very much intertwined with your levers. And if you take out the bolt that holds them down so that you can get these factory handguards off, well, now your levers have this really long bolt, and this one loses its cover. Like, I don't know, it's just, I was like, I had them in my shopping cart on one of those websites, and I was just gonna get my standard Bark Busters. Why not? You know, they're my tried and true. And I ended up taking them out the cart. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give these a fair shot. Maybe these will save my levers when I go down. Who knows? I was just like, they deserve a shot. I don't want to ripping stuff off right away. I mean, I don't even have 100 miles on the bike and I'm thinking about ripping stuff off. That doesn't seem right. The ECU, that's one thing. We know it needs an ECU. I mean, that's common knowledge. You go and if you walk into a dealership and purchase this bike, the dealer's going to tell you it needs an ECU. You know, like everybody knows it wants an ECU. I'm trying not to accelerate too hard yet, though. Just kind of really babying this thing because this is my 20-year bike, you know, like this bike will not be leaving my possession. I will sell every other bike before I sell this one. But honestly, I am so happy with my 3 bikes. You know, like the CB took some getting used to. I've never even actually done a review on that bike. I need to do a review on it because I have some good things to say. I have some bad things to say too. Trust me. There's always some stuff. But man, that bike has such a good engine. And you know the Scrambler's my favorite. I love the Scrambler. So at this point, I'm just, I don't think I'll be buying another bike for a long time. Unless I decide to add another bike to the stable. Which I could see getting a monkey back in my life again someday, or something fun. You know, something small to play around on, especially in this environment. But yeah, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the CRF 450 RL and how excited I am to have it in my life again. There's there's been some negative energy on the internet about this bike. So I actually sat on this idea for a while. That's probably why I didn't get it right away. You know, this released in 2019 and people have been hating on it ever since. And I was like one of those people where I was like, oh, this was always my dream bike. I wanted a license plate on a 450. And then when it came out and everybody was giving it a bunch of trouble, I was like, oh man, I don't want to, you know, that sucks. Like I really wanted this, and it sounds like it's kind of a bad situation, but over time, doing research, long before I even decided to buy the bike, I realized that there are fixes. You can make this the bike you actually want it to be. Is it cheap? Absolutely not. It is quite expensive, you know, like just going down the list of the things I've done so far, like a seat and grips, and if I was to put the Bark Busters on, which I decided not to for the time being, but that's like a $600 purchase right there. The seat alone was $400. And then let's add an ECU in there. You know how much ECUs go for, right? Ooh, that's a 4-figure cost. Just barely, but still, it's 4 figures. So, yeah. If you don't want to deal with any of that stuff, buy the 300. Trust me, I was thinking about buying the 300. I was shopping around because I was like, oh, if I get the 300, it's got a soft suspension, it'll sag, Jess will be able to ride the bike. And then I picked her brain about it a little bit, and she's like, Anthony, just get the bike you want. Don't worry about me. Like, I'm mildly interested, but I'm not that interested. And I was like, okay, that's all I need to hear. I'm getting my 450, baby. And here we are. Well, I can't wait to make more content with this. That's going to wrap it up for today. I just wanted to get out here, show you guys what I got going on. I'm super excited, as you can imagine, smiling ear to ear right now. But as always, I'll catch you in the next one, and ride safe. Maybe next time we'll be in the dirt. See ya. She doesn't like to get snapped on the throttle. There it goes, the first flame out rolling. You just gotta... Oh, thank God for electric start. Imagine if this bike was a Kickstarter. Woo! I don't know why that would even be a thing. It's a street legal bike. But, you know, at one point in time they were Kickstarters.